Welcome, little explorers, to a world of wonder and color. Today, we're going to join a very special friend on an adventure that will paint our world in brand new shades. Are you ready? Let's bundle up and head to the chilly, snowy lands where our story begins. Deep in the heart of a winter wonderland, where the snow sparkled like a million tiny diamonds, lived a curious little penguin named Pip. Pip was unlike the other penguins who were happy just to slide on their bellies and catch fish. Oh no! Pip was an adventurer! He had fluffy black feathers, a bright white tummy, and two very, very curious feet that always seemed to be waddling him towards something new and exciting. One bright and frosty morning, Pip was waddling around his icy home, his little head tilted to one side. The world around him was beautiful, but it was mostly white snow, blue ice, and the deep blue of the sea. It's all so lovely, Pip chirped to himself, but I wish there were more colors. Imagine a red snowman or a yellow iceberg. His curiosity led him to a small, wooden hut that belonged to a friendly scientist who visited the Antarctic every summer. The scientist had left for the season, but Pip, being a very polite penguin, only peeked through the window. His eyes grew wide with excitement. Inside the hut, lined up neatly on a shelf, were buckets of bright, wonderful colors. There was a bucket of cherry red, as bright as a juicy berry. Next to it was a bucket of sunny yellow, as warm as a summer's day. And beside that, a bucket of ocean blue, as deep as the sea itself. Pip's heart did a little flip-flop. Colors? He whispered. He couldn't resist. He carefully nudged the door open with his beak and waddled inside. The smell of paint filled the air, a smell that promised fun and creativity. Pip looked at the buckets. He wanted to bring them outside to show his friends, to add a splash of color to their snowy world. He tried to carry one bucket, but it was too heavy. He tried to push it, but it wouldn't budge. Then, he had a brilliant idea. He would tip them just a little bit and let a tiny stream of paint flow outside. He started with the red paint. He pushed with all his might, and a little trickle of bright red paint flowed out the door and onto the pure white snow. It looked like a brilliant red ribbon. Ooh!
He chirped in delight. Next, he waddled over to the bucket of blue paint.
He gave it a gentle nudge with his wing. A stream of deep blue paint trickled out, flowing right next to the red. The two colored streams ran side by side, creating a beautiful pattern on the snow. Pip was so proud of his work. He imagined painting the entire landscape in these wonderful new shades. But then, something unexpected happened. As Pip was admiring his handiwork, his happy feet started to tap and dance. He waddled back and forth, so excited by the colors.
But in his excitement, he didn't watch where his feet were going. He stumbled right between the two buckets.
Whoops! His little penguin body tripped, and with a great big wobble, he knocked both the red bucket and the blue bucket completely over. Splash! The red paint and the blue paint gushed out and mixed together in a big, shallow puddle that had formed from the melting snow. Pip sat up, covered in snow, and looked at the mess he had made. He expected to see a puddle of red and a puddle of blue. But that's not what he saw at all. His beak dropped open in amazement. Where the red and blue paints had mixed, there was a completely new color. It wasn't red, and it wasn't blue. It was a beautiful, magical, magnificent purple. The puddle shimmered with a deep, royal purple color, like a field of lavender flowers or a twilight sky. Wow! Pip gasped. What happened? It's purple. He had never seen such a color before. He dipped his wing into the puddle and watched the purple paint drip down. He was so fascinated. He hadn't made a mess. He had made magic. He realized that when the red and blue came together, they created something entirely new. A brand new color was born right before his eyes. Pip spent the rest of the morning playing in his amazing purple puddle. He slid through it, making long purple streaks on the snow. He painted purple stripes on a nearby block of ice. He even painted one of his fishy snacks purple, though he decided it still tasted like a regular fish. His penguin friends came over to see what all the fuss was about. They had never seen purple before, and they all ooh and oh-ha at Pip's wonderful discovery. After his friends went back to their games, Pip's curiosity sparked again. If red and blue make purple, he wondered, What happens if I mix other colors? His mind buzzed with possibilities. He still had one bucket of paint he hadn't touched. The sunny yellow. His scientific mind was now in full gear. He needed a new, clean puddle to conduct his next experiment. He found another little hollow in the ice where some snow had melted into clear water. First, he carefully poured a little bit of the sunny yellow paint into one side of the puddle. The water turned a bright, cheerful yellow. It looked like a puddle of pure sunshine. Then, he waddled back to the blue paint bucket. He managed to tip it just enough to pour a small stream of blue into the other side of his new puddle. He watched, holding his breath, as the yellow and the blue slowly crept towards each other. They touched. They swirled. They danced together in the water. And just like before, magic happened. Where the yellow and blue mixed, a new color appeared. It wasn't yellow anymore, and it wasn't blue. It was a vibrant, lively green. It was the color of fresh spring leaves, of juicy limes, and of a cheerful little frog. Green, Pip shouted with joy. Yellow and blue make green! He was a color scientist. He dipped his wings in the green puddle and painted happy green swirls all over a nearby snowdrift. It looked like a little grassy hill had sprouted in the middle of the Antarctic. Pip was on a roll now. There was one more combination he had to try. What would happen if he mixed the fiery red with the sunny yellow? He was so excited he could barely waddle straight. He found a third, perfect puddle for his final experiment of the day. With the focus of a true scientist, he first poured a little bit of the red paint into the water. The puddle glowed with a warm, rosy red. Then, he carefully added the sunny yellow. He leaned in close, his little eyes wide with anticipation, as the two colors met in the middle of the puddle. The red and yellow swirled together, and in a flash of brilliance, they transformed into a bright, warm, and cheerful orange. It was the color of a juicy orange fruit, of a beautiful sunset, and of a crackling fire. Orange, Pip chirped, clapping his wings together. Red and yellow make orange. He had discovered
A whole new world of colors.
all by himself.
Pip spent the rest of the afternoon as a penguin artist. He used his newfound knowledge to paint a beautiful masterpiece on the vast canvas of snow. He painted a purple sky, green hills, and a big orange sun setting over the horizon. He painted red flowers and blue rivers. His black and white world was now bursting with every color of the rainbow. When the other penguins saw what Pip had done, they were amazed. Their home had been transformed into a vibrant wonderland. They all cheered for Pip, the cleverest and most colorful penguin in the entire Antarctic. They slid down his green hills and danced under his purple sky. As the day ended and the real stars began to twinkle above, Pip sat and looked at his colorful creation. He felt so happy and proud. He had started the day wishing for more colors, and through a clumsy accident and a lot of curiosity, he had learned how to make them himself. He learned that red and blue make purple. He learned that yellow and blue make green. And he learned that red and yellow make orange. But Pip learned an even bigger lesson that day. He learned that sometimes mistakes can lead to the most wonderful discoveries. His trip and spill had turned into a beautiful, magical adventure. He also learned that being curious and asking what if is the best way to learn new things. And so, Pip the Penguin, the artist and scientist, drifted off to sleep, dreaming of all the other colors he could create. Who knows what new combinations he would try tomorrow? Perhaps he would mix all three. What color do you think that would make? Maybe you can try your own color experiments at home. Just be sure to ask a grown-up first. The world is full of color and wonder, just waiting to be discovered. Thanks for joining Pip on his colorful journey today. We hope you've had as much fun as he did. Don't forget to keep exploring and stay curious. If you liked our story, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more adventures. See you next time, little explorers. Bye!